On our wedding night, my husband suggested having a child with my mentor's daughter. When I confronted him, he accused me instead. My mentor is seriously ill, and her only wish is to see her grandchild. Chloe and I are just doing IVF, nothing will actually happen. Besides, you're also her student. How can you be unwilling to help her fulfill this small wish? The next day, I went to visit my mentor with a fruit basket, only to see my husband and Chloe embracing in a corner. I felt as if struck by lightning and turned to leave. The next day, my husband sent a text message, "Chloe and I are going to do IVF. Let's postpone the family reception for a few days." I didn't reply. I went back to Maple alone, calling or visiting relatives to explain and apologize. Then I found a lawyer and told them, I want to sue my husband for bigamy. On the day of the family reception, Marcus never showed up. I choked back tears and, accompanied by my parents, went calling or visiting relatives to explain and apologize. In Creek, a son-in-law not attending the family reception is seen as a grave insult to the bride's family, causing them immense embarrassment and inviting widespread gossip. I had repeatedly emphasized this to Marcus before we got married, and he had vowed he would never miss it. But now, my parents seemed to have aged overnight. They were stooping, explaining to relatives, "I'm sorry, our son-in-law truly had an emergency come up and couldn't make it. He will personally visit to apologize when he returns." Although the relatives looked displeased, they expressed understanding in the face of my parents' sincere apologies. Only a few of my uncle flew into a rage. That boy. What could be more important than the family reception? Does he not understand priorities at all? All his education went to waste. Come on, let's go confront his parents in Northwood City right now. I want to ask them how they raised their child. My Roberts grew even angrier, with tables thumping loudly. Uncle's face was livid, and he immediately pulled out his cell phone to book plane tickets. I quickly stopped him. "Uncle, there's no need. Just moments ago, I saw Chloe post on social media, working hard to fulfill Mom's wish, hoping for a miracle in her recovery." Marcus commented below, "Hugs, I'm always here for you." His mind and heart were completely fixated on Chloe now. He had no time for me. One's actions can be controlled, but a heart cannot be forced. Even if my uncle forced him to attend the family reception, it might not be better than his absence. It took my parents and me 2 full days to visit all the relatives. My parents, who had lived honest lives, wiped away their tears and sighed, "I don't know what bad karma we accumulated in our past lives to suffer this at our age." My eyes instantly welled up. I sent Marcus 2 messages, "The family reception is over. The relatives are very displeased, and my parents are ashamed because of it. If you come now, you might still be able to salvage things." The messages vanished without a trace. There was no reply throughout the entire night. I didn't sleep a wink all night, my fingernails nearly breaking from gripping my cell phone. Marcus is, "You can hurt me, but you shouldn't subject my parents, who treated you like a son, to such humiliation." The next day, I woke up early and found a sterling firm, specifically asking for a top-tier divorce lawyer. After explaining my situation, I stated my demands. I want to sue my husband for bigamy and demand that he forfeit all assets in the divorce. The lawyer showed no surprise. Having handled many cases, nothing seemed unusual to her. "Madam, if you are suing for bigamy, you will need to collect evidence that your husband either registered another marriage or has a common-law marriage with someone else." Just then, I received a video from Chloe. The video was shot in a Saints Hospital corridor. Chloe's eyes were moist, and her face held unconcealed joy. "Grace, it worked. I'm pregnant with Marcus's baby." The lawyer glanced at me upon hearing this, and I gave a bitter laugh, preparing to hang up. "Grace, wait." The camera began to shake as Chloe scurried a few steps forward, pointing it at Marcus. He was consulting the doctor about precautions after a successful IVF, meticulously jotting notes in a notebook. "Baby's daddy, look here." Marcus turned at the sound of her voice and, seeing me on the other end of the video, instead of getting angry, looked absolutely thrilled. "Wife, your husband is absolutely amazing. I got it right on the first try. The doctor said the IVF was successful, and I'm going to be a dad soon. Too bad you're not here, otherwise we'd definitely celebrate tonight. Oh, and since our mentor is seriously ill, the important task of caring for Chloe during her pregnancy and after childbirth will fall to you." Chloe linked arms with Marcus, her face full of triumph. "Grace, I'll be troubling you with a lot then. He wants me to take care of pregnant Chloe? And care for her during her postpartum recovery period? I almost scoffed aloud. Did think I was some kind of selfless martyr? He was having a baby with another woman via IVF, and he expected me to be a free nanny. My hands trembling, I hung up the phone, then pressed the save call button and forwarded the video to the lawyer. The evidence I gave you earlier, plus this video, is it enough? Marcus and I had a long-term campus romance that led to marriage. From high school until now, we had been together for a full decade. Before the wedding, I even spent a whole month compiling our past into a heartwarming and touching love story. But now, reality slapped me hard in the face. Those seemingly beautiful memories, upon reflection, it seemed there were flaws everywhere. I don't know when, but Marcus had lost his original patience and tenderness towards me. He completely changed his attitude of always putting me first, accusing me of not being domestic enough or considerate. Sometimes he would even fly into a rage and blow things out of proportion over trivial matters. After every argument, if he just appeased me a little, I would choose to forgive him. After all, there was academic pressure in school and work pressure after graduation. Adult life isn't easy, and as his partner, I felt I should be even more understanding and accepting of him. Out of love, I repeatedly conceded until there was no more ground to give. 2 years ago, my high school Martha's daughter returned home after studying abroad. They hit it off immediately, and Marcus even helped Chloe get an internal promotion at the university, where she became his assistant. They came and went together daily, exchanging flirtatious glances at work, and after hours, they often used work as an excuse to be together. When my parents visited me in Northwood City, they inadvertently saw Marcus and Chloe laughing and shopping together. But when they casually brought it up, Marcus immediately grew cold, angrily scolding my parents for not having even basic trust in him. In truth, my parents were just making small talk, he was the one with a guilty conscience. That evening, Marcus didn't come home for dinner. I sent him messages, but he didn't reply. I called him, but he didn't answer. My parents looked full of remorse. Grace, we didn't mean to distrust Marcus. We spoke out of turn. The next morning, my parents rushed back to Maple without even having breakfast. That day, we had our first intense argument. After he calmed down, Marcus felt very wronged, not understanding why I was so emotional. But he forgot that ever since meeting my parents, they had treated him like their own son, even more carefully than their own son. Later, he always found excuses not to visit my hometown with me. When my parents asked, I always made excuses for him and even bought supplements myself, pretending they were from him as a token of his appreciation for my parents. Looking back, all of it was just my self-deception. I thought campus romance was the purest, but I forgot that love isn't kinship. Love has an expiration date. If not properly nurtured, it will rot and turn foul. It was only when Marcus proposed having a baby via IVF with Chloe on our wedding night that I suddenly realized my love, perhaps, was already buried. It's over for us, Marcus and I. Marcus took a call on our wedding night and left. I had thought that no matter what, he would show up on time the next day to accompany me back to Maple for the family reception. But what I received was a cold message. He casually asked me to postpone the family reception. And the reason was that our mentor was seriously ill, and he was eager to do IVF with Chloe to fulfill our mentor's wish to see her grandchild. Absurd. Abandoning his wife on their wedding night, ignoring the family reception whose date had been agreed upon half a year ago, carousing with another woman, and even taking it for granted that he would have a child with her. For my parents' sake, I had even fantasized that if he could stop in time, abandon the IVF with Chloe, and rush back that night, there might still be a glimmer of hope for us. Yet not only did he not reply, but he said such outrageous things during the video call. In that moment, my heart died completely. After the 3-day family reception concluded, I returned to Northwood City. As soon as I reached my doorstep, I heard laughter and cheerful voices from inside the house. My high school Martha was sitting in a wheelchair, and Chloe and Marcus were amusing her. If this moment were captured with a camera, it would be a warm family photo. Grace is back? Seeing me return, Chloe was the first to react, bouncing forward to greet me, but Marcus caught her wrist. He feigned a gentle scolding. You're about to be a mother, stop being so fidgety like a child. Oh, I'm just not used to it yet. She stuck out her tongue, her face flushing. Don't treat me like a child, Grace will laugh at me. I watched them flirt in front of me with a blank expression. Grace, give me a chance to take care of you, to pamper you like a child for the rest of your life, okay? His past vows still echoed in my ears, but now, the one being pampered like a child was someone else. Chloe tried to reach out and link her arm with mine, but I sidestepped, avoiding her. She looked embarrassed, her eyes faintly showing a sense of grievance, and Marcus beside her instantly flared up. Chloe treats you like a sister, is this how you treat her? Where are your manners and upbringing? I looked at him in surprise. How did I not know my mother gave birth to another sister for me? Marcus's brow furrowed deeper. Before he could speak, Martha in the wheelchair chuckled. Grace, is that right? Oh my, you've grown so beautiful. It's been so many years since you graduated high school, this is the first time I've seen you. She took Chloe's hand, then forcefully pulled mine. Now that Chloe is pregnant with Marcus's child, and I'm getting old, Chloe and the baby will rely on you for care from now on. Martha rattled on with instructions, looking as if she were giving her last wishes, which brought tears to Chloe and Marcus's eyes. Seeing my lack of reaction, Martha then put on a self-reproachful look. Grace, you must resent this, right? It's all my fault. If it weren't for my wish to hold my grandchild before I die, Marcus and Chloe wouldn't have done IVF. I shouldn't have brought it up. She gasped, clutching her chest and coughing. Marcus, while helping her catch her breath, glared at me. Our mentor is this sick, and you're still being overly sensitive? Do you have any conscience? Hurry up and promise our mentor that you'll take good care of Chloe and her child. Also, the doctor said our mentor's condition would improve with home rest, so I plan to bring her to live with us. Hiring a nanny is expensive and unreliable, so you should quit our job and focus on taking care of our mentor and Chloe during this time. I stared intently at Marcus before me. This man I had loved for 10 years had never seemed so unfamiliar. He seemed to have had his reason and thoughts devoured by a demon, no longer reasonable in everything as before, becoming selfish and thoughtless. No, I said calmly. Arguing with someone like him would only waste my time. If anyone's quitting, it's you. I won't give up my career for anyone or anything. Furthermore, this is my house, it's my premarital assets. If you bring people to live here without my permission, I can call the police. Perhaps not expecting my stance to be so firm, Marcus's face turned absolutely ghastly. Grace, do you really have to be like this? We're newly married, are you really going to destroy our marriage? I almost burst out laughing. He clearly cheated and then had the audacity to demand I pay for his mistakes, and now he was trying to blame me. How ridiculous. Then let's get a divorce. The moment I uttered those words, you could hear a pin drop in the room. Martha stopped coughing, and Chloe suddenly looked up at me, her eyes betraying unconcealed delight. Marcus's expression was complex, shifting from anger to shock, then a flicker of panic crossed his face. A moment later, he rose and approached me, raising his hand as if to comfort me as he usually would. I frowned in distaste, and he awkwardly lowered his hand, then nervously explained, I didn't mean it like that. I cut him off, it's fine. He paused, then tentatively confirmed, really? I calmly nodded, really. In truth, there was no need for him to explain so nervously. Before, I might have been angry or hurt, but now, I no longer cared. Whether it was cheating or having a child with another woman, I was indifferent to it all. It was over for us. Marcus breathed a sigh of relief, then immediately looked reproachful. Don't casually use the word divorce, saying it too much har. Our relationship. I nodded gently again. I only give one chance. Since couldn't grasp it, only a divorce lawsuit awaited him. When that time came, he wouldn't escape prison or forfeiting all assets in the divorce. All right, Chloe is pregnant, and our mentor's health is improving. These are all things to be happy about. Marcus helped Chloe sit down on the sofa, even thoughtfully finding a cushion to place behind her back. Didn't you want to have the family reception? I'm free tomorrow, so let's go then. He rattled on with his plans, clearly involving me, yet making all the decisions by himself. Just as on our wedding night, he decided to have a child with Chloe and demanded I postpone the scheduled family reception. Martha, who was nearby, shifted her eyes, a cold glint flashing through them, though her face was wreathed in smiles. Chloe and I will go too. Chloe is pregnant with Marcus's child, so we're practically family now. A big event like the family reception, of course we all need to participate. Marcus and Chloe exchanged a tender glance. Grace, hurry and make the arrangements. Our mentor and Chloe coming along can also help make a good impression for you. A sense of absurdity suddenly washed over me. It was as if time had rewound several centuries, and we were back in a feudal era. Marcus could have multiple partners without consequence, while Chloe and Martha, in their eagerness to join this family, lowered their own status and eagerly tried to please him. No need. I curled my lip. The family reception is already over. Marcus's face fell in alarm. Over? He stepped forward and grabbed my wrist. Didn't I tell you to postpone the family reception? I struggled free, scoffing. Postpone? Do you think you're some petty tyrant who gives orders and expects no questions? The family reception was set long ago. All our relatives and friends were coming. Do you expect everyone to rearrange their schedules just because you say to postpone it? Mar. The couldn't help but interject. These outdated customs should have been abolished long ago. What's wrong with simply asking you to postpone it? Besides, Marcus is doing IVF, he's creating new life. Compared to a human life, it's fine to skip a mere outdated custom. Grace, have you forgotten everything I taught you over the years? Chloe echoed. Yes, Grace, you're being so unreasonable. Are you deliberately trying to embarrass Marcus by doing this? I remained expressionless, my heart undisturbed. Outdated customs? New life? They were truly capable of twisting facts. Slandering a traditional joyful feast as an outdated custom, and then romanticizing infidelity as creating life? Marcus sighed. Just as he was about to speak, the doorbell rang. Court officials stood outside the door. Marcus, you have a divorce summons to sign for. Marcus looked bewildered. This must be a mistake, right? I just got married a few days ago. How can there be a divorce summons? Displeasure clouded his features. Officer, even if you are public officials, you shouldn't play such jokes and bring me bad luck. Is 310XXX1256 your social number? Marcus subconsciously nodded. Yes, it is, but... The court official took out a pen and handed him the documents. Then there's no mistake. Please sign quickly and cooperate with our work. Marcus seemed to finally understand, looking back at me incredulously, then signed the document with trembling hands. You did this? Closing the door, he walked straight to me. Why? A trace of genuine sadness entered Marcus's tone. But I no longer wanted him, so why would I care about his emotions? I stated calmly, yes, I did. As for why, don't you know? No one is foolish enough to accept their spouse having a child with someone else during their marriage. And I'm no exception. Before could speak, Martha fired at me. Grace, you've gone too far. Marcus and Chloe did IVF to fulfill my wish. If you have a problem, direct it at me, don't make things difficult for them. Chloe put on a wronged and sad expression. It's my fault, Grace, it's all my fault. Please don't divorce the baby's daddy. Oh, no, I mean Marcus. Please don't divorce him. I never intended to break up your family. I just wanted to have a child to make my mom happy. She rushed over to grab my hand, but I frowned and pulled away. Chloe immediately looked flustered. I can get rid of the baby. After saying this, she knelt down, sobbing uncontrollably, burying her head deep between her knees. Marcus was instantly heartbroken. He helped Chloe up and embraced her. Silly girl, what are you saying? He wiped away her tears with his thumb. We finally have a child, how could we abort it? Chloe had crouched too low just now, revealing the necklace around her neck. It was a blue mermaid's tear necklace. Legend says it's a tear shed by a merman prince who fell in love with a human princess, enduring the pain of his tail turning into legs for her, symbolizing devoted love. At this moment, I had an identical one around my neck. Marcus had given this to me when he proposed, along with a promise of eternal love. How ironic. I felt for the necklace, gave it a slight tug, and it broke. In front of Marcus, I casually tossed the necklace into the trash can, then turned to enter the room. Marcus panicked. He quickly stepped in front of me, instinctively reaching out to embrace me. Meeting my icy gaze, he lowered his hand. Grace, let me explain. It's not what you think. This necklace was actually bought for you after consulting Chloe's opinion. As for hers, she bought it herself. He winked at Chloe, who, looking as if she'd suffered a great injustice, murmured, I bought it myself. I simply hummed in acknowledgement. I believe you. Even if Marcus bought it, it doesn't matter. I had already discarded him like a worn-out shoe. What was a mere necklace? I simply felt that this necklace didn't deserve to be around my neck. It disgusted me. To be precise, Everett. Hing Marcus gave me made me nauseous. I surveyed the interior decoration of the house. Fortunately, Marcus had been a hands-off manager during the renovation. From finding the construction team to the actual renovation, completion, and furnishing, I handled everything myself. Whenever I asked Marcus for his opinion, he would impatiently brush me off. I'm very busy, you just decide these things. Not a single penny of Marcus's money went into this house, nor did he put any effort into it, so at least it wouldn't need to be torn down and redecorated. I couldn't help but believe in destiny. Perhaps fate had already arranged for a divorce, which was why Marcus hadn't put any thought into the house. Sensing my unease, Marcus dared not continue the topic. He forced a smile. Grace, we've been together for 10 years. Believe me, you're still the one I love most. No sooner had he spoken than Martha's anxious voice rang out. Marcus. Quick. Look at Chloe. Chloe, what's wrong? Don't scare your mom. Chloe lay on the floor, her face ashen, clutching her stomach and wailing, I hurt. Marcus, the baby says it hurts so much. Chloe. Marcus forgot everything else. He rushed over and picked her up, completely oblivious to the fact that he had shoved me, almost making me fall to the ground. His voice was trembling. Don't be scared, I'll take you to Saint's Hospital. He carried Chloe out horizontally, then looked back at me. Grace, this is a matter of life and death, lend a hand. No, don't trouble Grace. Chloe weakly tugged Marcus's sleeve. We can go by ourselves. I hadn't planned on going, but hearing her say that, I actually became curious. Someone who had just been demanding I care for her during her postpartum recovery period was now afraid to trouble me? If you said there was no trickery involved, even a cat wouldn't believe you. I picked up the car keys. Let's go. Chloe tried to refuse again, but the frantic Marcus ignored her. At Jude's hospital, the doctor Essa mined her but found no problems. However, Chloe continued to claim she had stomach pain. The doctor frowned, then glanced at Marcus and let out an almost imperceptible sigh. It might be an emotional issue. Excessive stress or significant emotional fluctuations in pregnant women can cause uterine contractions. If the physical sensation is strong, it manifests as abdominal pain. In such cases, managing emotions will prevent any impact on the fetus. Unsure what she was inferring, the doctor kindly reminded them, the pregnant woman herself has COS, and after over a year of treatment, she finally conceived through fertility treatment. The first 3 months require more caution than for an average pregnant woman. After speaking, the doctor left the hospital room with the medical record. Marcus's face was pale. He stammered, Grace, yes? What do you want to say? I asked with a calm expression, as if asking, what do you want for dinner tonight? I wasn't surprised by what the doctor said. Marcus decided to do IVF on our wedding night, then announced the success of the IVF just 2 days later. Even if I were a medical ignoramus, I wouldn't believe such a claim. Then there was only one possibility. Chloe was already pregnant before this, and whether it was through IVF or fertility treatment, it no longer mattered. Marcus was silent for a moment. The doctor said Chloe's condition isn't suitable for IVF, which is why but rest assured, apart from the child, she and I will have no further involvement. Chloe on the hospital bed revealed a hint of malice, her words full of grievance. We just wanted to fulfill Mom's wish. Marcus is doing this out of sympathy. But, her face suddenly brightened, if you don't want him, I'd be very happy to be the substitute. I dismissively hummed twice. Chloe seemed to perk up. Grace, you don't know how happy Marcus was, how much he looked forward to this child, the day we found out I was pregnant. He'll definitely be a good fath. Chloe. Marcus reprimanded her. If you're not feeling well, rest. I'll take Grace home. Ignoring attempts to keep him, Marcus followed me out. Nurses outside the door were chatting. Oh my God, do you know? The pregnant woman with COS in bed 36 is a mistress. Position? And telling her mom to feign illness. I just saw the original wife, and this guy really has poor taste. The wife is beautiful and looks so intelligent, so why does he like a two-faced mistress like her? Maybe he just has a thing for that type? When she was getting treatment for COS, he was with her every single day. Marcus was furious. Who gave you permission to discuss a patient's privacy? What are your employee IDs? I'm going to file a complaint. The nurses immediately grew tense, so I couldn't help but speak. There's no need to make things difficult for these young women. After saying that, I walked straight out of Saint's Hospital, and Marcus hastily followed. As I was about to get into the car, he grabbed my hand and cautiously probed, Grace, please withdraw the lawsuit. Let's not get a divorce, okay? I shook his hand off. Marcus, please go back and read the divorce summons. If he had read the summons, he wouldn't be asking me this. Because I intended to send him to prison, not just divorce him. I didn't go home. Instead, I went to the mall to buy some clothes and checked into a hotel. The lawyer told me that the evidence I provided was ample, and if I didn't accept a settlement, Marcus would likely be sentenced to 2 years in prison. She asked if I had considered mediation. I firmly refused. People must pay for their actions, and the law is the minimum standard for measuring that cost. Hours later, Marcus, unable to find me, completely panicked. He called me, only to find he was blocked. He sent a WhatsApp message, but it showed a red exclamation mark. He tried to contact me through my friends, but found they had no contact information. It wasn't that I hadn't introduced him to my friends over the years, but each time, he just kept his head down, engrossed in his cell phone. I'm a renowned professor now. Associating with people beneath my status like your friends would only lower my standing. After that, he simply stopped attending such gatherings. Naturally, he didn't have their contact information either. He started calling me from new cell phone numbers, and each time I realized it was him, I would block it. After 9 attempts, he stopped trying to contact me via electronic devices and instead condescended to stake out the university entrance. That morning, I overslept. Just as I stepped through the university's doors, someone grabbed my wrist. "Grace, I've been waiting for you for days. Are you deliberately avoiding me?" After several days apart, Marcus was unshaven and looked haggard, no longer the dashing, prominent young professor he once was. Perhaps due to human nature's love for gossip, many people hurried past, yet frequently glanced back. I excused myself from my boss and gestured for Marcus to go to the grind shop nearby. 2 lattes, please. Marcus took out his digital wallet, ready to pay, and the owner turned to me in surprise, asking, "What, have you changed your taste?" I shook my head, the usual. Marcus frowned as he paid, and after we sat down, he asked, puzzled, "Grace, what did the owner mean? Didn't you love lattes the most? What does changed your taste mean?" The coffee arrived quickly. I picked up the Americano in front of me and took a sip. The rich aroma of the coffee awakened my taste buds. It was slightly bitter yet left a lingering, endless aftertaste. I smiled, but didn't answer. From beginning to end, the only coffee I ever liked was an Americano. The one who loved lattes was never me, it was always him. The first time we had a date at the coffee shop, I ordered an Americano. Marcus is curious, took a sip and made a face of disgust. They say people who drink Americanos are heartless. You not some kind of cold-blooded person, are you? Just because of that one comment, I only ever drank lattes in front of him from then on. I changed, even pretended to be the person he imagined. But facts showed that constant yielding would only backfire. Seeing I didn't want to answer, Marcus didn't press the issue. "Grace, if I make Chloe get rid of the baby, would you be willing to drop the lawsuit and start over with me?" I slowly drank my coffee, and Marcus didn't dare rush me, gazing at me with burning, expectant eyes. "I'm not willing." Setting down my cup, I picked up my bag and stood up, looking down at him. From this angle, his nose bridge looked slightly flat, and his lips were very thin. He lacked the handsomeness and vibrancy he had when we first got together. "I came here to make things clear. Divorce is inevitable, and as for starting over, that's even more impossible." "Marcus, did you really think I'd never find out that during high school I was bullied, and you were behind it?" While compiling the lawsuit documents, the lawyer advised me to hire a private investigator to look into Marcus, so I could gather more favorable evidence. Just last night, I received the information from the investigator. My relationship with Marcus began during my high school bullying, when he was severely beaten by the bullies while protecting me. However, the information revealed that he and the bully were inseparable as friends and had maintained contact over the years. The investigator also managed to obtain a video from a bar last year. I opened the video. In the video, Marcus and the bully were arm in arm, raising their glasses and drinking heartily. "You're still the clever one. Getting me to put on that act back then so you could marry Grace, the class beauty, and then use her family's money and connections to rise through the ranks at the university. And that Martha of yours, if you hadn't gotten involved with her daughter back then, who knows if we would have succeeded?" From the chain of evidence provided by the investigator, I gradually pieced together the truth of what happened back then. Marcus, being an orphan, had chosen me to be his stepping stone. He conspired with the bully to stage a hero saves the damsel in distress scene, making me develop feelings for him. And to prevent Martha from exposing them, he secretly seduced Martha's daughter, Chloe. I don't know what he did, but he made her completely devoted to him, to the point of obsession, willing to be a mistress just to be with him. I had thought that time and experience had changed Marcus, making him no longer love me as he once did. But I never imagined that, from beginning to end, it had all been a conspiracy. I couldn't help but clench my fists. Marcus, you're truly terrifying. Marcus's face stiffened, and the half of his face turned towards me flushed crimson. He suddenly knelt down, disregarding the stares of other patrons in the shop, pulling at my sleeve and weeping, "Wife, please forgive me. I just loved you too much, which is why I resorted to this." "What are you doing? Get up. Get up." Chloe, who had arrived unnoticed, tugged at Marcus, trying to get him to stand. "If she wants a divorce, let her have it. Didn't you say you loved me the most, and she was just your stepping stone? Now that you've achieved success and fame, she's useless. Separate from her and be with me, wouldn't our family be complete? What do you know? Don't touch me." Marcus shoved her away. Chloe, caught off guard, stumbled back a few steps, her waist hitting the table edge hard. She collapsed, her face pale. "Marcus, my stomach hurts so much. Quick, take me to Saint's Hospital." Marcus didn't even glance at her, scoffing disdainfully. "When will you be done with this pathetic act of yours? The last time you went to Saint's Hospital, you were faking it. I was just too lazy to expose you. Besides, we're not married. The baby in your belly is an illegitimate child. And even if it's gone, it's no loss." Chloe's head spun. Her teeth chattering, she stammered out a few words through clenched teeth. "Illegitimate child?" Marcus stood up, looking as if he wanted to kill her. "Yes. An illegitimate child. If it weren't for you and your mother threatening me, I would never have had a child with you, and because of it, I lost my beloved Grace. It's all your fault." He was about to strike again, but I stopped him. Pointing to Chloe's lower body, where blood was pooling on the floor, I exclaimed, "If we don't get her to Saint's Hospital, someone will die." Only then did Marcus begin to panic, his hands trembling as he dialed 911. But it was too late. Chloe lost her baby. Martha went berserk on the spot, screaming that Marcus must pay. The divorce case soon went to court. In the courthouse, Marcus admitted to all the charges I brought against him. The judge asked if he had anything to say, and he just looked at me with reddened eyes and asked, "Grace, if I hadn't engineered that whole scenario, would you have fallen in love with me?" I remained silent, then shook my head. "I don't know." The truth was, Marcus's academic performance wasn't bad. If only he had worked hard, through his own efforts, he might have achieved just as much, if not more, than he has now. If he had truly believed in himself, could he have become warm, bright, and charming? But life offers no if-onlys. He chose this path, and now he could only face the consequences. Marcus smiled with a sense of relief. His face was covered in scratches. Chloe, utterly devastated by the loss of her child, had suffered a mental breakdown. Martha, who had gone berserk, no longer feigning illness, pounced on him with renewed vigor, leaving him covered in scratches. Yet, at that moment, he seemed to have shed all his burdens. "Grace, if I could do it all over again, I would definitely choose a different path." The judge made the final ruling. The granted our divorce, Marcus W. as ordered to forfeit all assets in the divorce, and he was sentenced to 2 years for bigamy. The university issued an announcement, revoking his professorship and terminating his employment. Marcus's reputation was ruined. In prison, he was bullied, and his bullies were a group of murderers and arsonists. "You look so refined, and you ended up in prison too? And for bigamy, no less. What an educated scoundrel. Do you really think you're fit to teach and educate? I'll teach you a lesson on behalf of society. I'll show you what it means to be a decent human being." For 2 whole years, Marcus lived in terror and helplessness, constantly bullied. When he was kicked in the head, he curled into a ball, muttering, "Grace, so this is what being bullied feels like. It's truly awful. I'm sorry." As for me, I started a new life. Whenever I went home and relatives pressured me to get married, my parents would always step in front of me and say, "There's no rush. Whether you marry or not is fine. In this day and age, your happiness is what matters most."